Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. So, should you sell barbecue tool sets on Amazon? Today we're going to analyze this niche and find out. So, as always, we're going to use the Smash Hit product analysis cheat sheet. You can download this in the link in the description. So, starting with high demand, we want to know, are there 3 sellers making $3,000 a month with this product? If there are, it means lots of people are making money with this. You could probably make money with it too, all right? Because there's customers. So I've opened up AMZ Scout, sorted by revenue. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These kind of look like the same listing, so I'm going to count them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sellers making more than 3K. It's looking pretty solid. So yes, I'd argue this has high demand. All right, what about low competition? Are there 5 or less established sellers with 500 reviews or more? I'm going to sort by reviews. There's 1, 2, I think they're the same, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, just over. We want 5 or less. There is 6. So I'm going to say no, there's not less than 5 or 5 or less. Are there any brands? Do we recognize any of these? Let's look at the brands. I'm going to sort by revenues to have a look. To be honest, I don't know any of these brands. They're not recognizable. They're not national brands. You know, if, I don't know, Joseph and Joseph had one, then yes. But Romantisk? No, I've no idea what that is. Romanticist. I promise you I am literate. So, yes to no brands. What about could you make it yourself? Well, let's have a look at this. Let's pull up one of these listings and see how it's actually constructed. What is it made of? Well, it's not the simplest product in the world, but really it's bits of metal and bits of wood. I think in theory, yes, I could make it. Like if you compare this to, I don't know, random example, an iPhone, I would not know where to start with all the circuits and the little mini processor and the RAM and everything, getting it into that tiny little case with the camera. No way. Right? But this, I mean, in theory, if I had the tools and a workbench and everything, yes. Not that I'm going to, but I could. So they're quite relatively easy to manufacture. Is it a low hassle category? I mean, I'm assuming these are in either garden and outdoors or home and kitchen. Let's just have a little look at one of the listings, going down to where it tells us about the category. Garden, yeah. So it is a low hassle category. I think sports and outdoors and garden, sometimes those categories overlap. And they've recently changed them a little bit. Is it not seasonal? Now, this is a big one. It's a barbecue tools set. It's the middle of summer. I'd assume the big revenue that's happening right now is because of that. So I'm going to say definitely not. I don't even need to look at the stats to see that. What about dimensions? Fits in a shoebox and is it under a kilogram? This is 1.32 kilograms, so it's a bit on the bigger side. But, I mean, that looks like it comes with a lot of stuff. Do we have any smaller ones? This one could be a bit smaller and lighter. And if they're selling it successfully, it means you can sell it, you know, smaller and lighter sets successfully. So let's find the weight of this one. Where are you? Here you are. The A+ content keeps expanding on me. 1.4 kilograms. Fits in a shoebox though. So I'm going to say no, but it's only just a no because the dimensions really not too heavy. I think it's passable actually. And what about the gap in the market? Are there issues with some of the best-selling products? Can we do something to improve? So this set here is making 18,000, I believe, per month, which is pretty cool. You know, it is the summer, but still, if they're doing that now, they're probably doing a few thousand in the winter as well, most likely. So let's look at the critical reviews. What problems do these have? No, we don't want it to be translated to German. Thank you. Not everything comes with the set. Okay, so that's a quality assurance issue, not really a product issue. Cheap quality. Interesting. Too cheap, too expensive for the price. Okay, so they're saying it's bad quality. Interesting. All right. Seems to be a few issues then. Quality is certainly something customers care about, and some private label sellers really skimp on quality to get their profit margins up. So by having a higher quality set and maybe even charging more for it and going for the premium end of the market, could be some opportunity there, at first glance. Are there any bundles? Let's have a look. Are there any bundles? Now you could argue this set by default is a bundle, but let's just say like the barbecue set is like one product. Has anybody bundled it with anything else? Anything, kind of extra beyond the normal tools that you would expect, is what I mean. Some of them come with grill mats. Maybe that could count as a bundle item. I'm going to tentatively say there are bundles, but really, they're not the most creative bundles. You could probably do better. And you could certainly add more things to the set to make it more valuable, or improve the quality. Alright, so what about hunch? How do I feel about that? Maybe we should start with this actually, before we do the scores for the other categories. How do I feel about hunch? What's my overall hunch? Well, look, the seasonality of this product is a nightmare, right? It's going to sell really well in summer, obviously. Other months, not so well. The question is, how bad is it going to be in the off-season? Well, if I have a look at product history for this Romanticist one, oh, look at that. Massive peaks in, you guessed it, the warmer months. So May is usually a great month to sell garden stuff. I used to sell a lot of sheds and stuff like that and garden. Big items I used to drop ship at one point. And believe it or not, May is the huge month for those sales. So that makes sense. What's this here? That's June, July. Then what happens? Oh, July. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's American dates. Fine. So June's good. July, it starts to go down. Is that right? And then the winter months, really not looking that great. We're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 sales a day compared to 48 sales a day in the summer. So it's incredibly seasonal. Incredibly seasonal. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Right? If you plan it and you get the stock in like, I don't know, March, and then you start building up the listing, getting the ranking, getting the reviews and all that stuff, by the time the summer rolls around, you could cash in, sell the stock, and then leave it, and then cash in the next year. It could be like an item that gives you a great bunch of sales in the summer. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to be prepared and not order a load of stock, in August, expecting it to sell in the winter. In terms of demand, yeah, it's pretty solid demand in the summer when it's peak season. Other than that, not great. Competition level, well, it's not that competitive really. For a product doing this much demand, it's not too competitive. Relatively low hassle. There's an okay gap. I'm actually going to give it for hunch maybe a 9 out of 20. I think that's fair. Let's go score all the other sections then. High demand. Well, there's a seller making 37k per month. So if you did launch it at the right time, it could do well. But these are going to really plummet in the off-season. So I have to take that into account when thinking of demand. So I'm going to give it an 11 out of 20 for high demand. What about low competition? Well, there's 6 established sellers, which is fine actually. It's fine. It's not amazing, but it's not like insanely competitive. It's still doable. So I'm going to give it maybe a 12 out of 20 for competition. What about hassle? It's a little bit heavier than we want. It's not too big, but some of them might be oversized. So for low hassle, I'm going to say a 9 out of 20. And for gap in the marketplace, well, there's kind of bundles. There's kind of some issues with quality. So maybe I'm going to be a bit more generous and give it a 15. So, overall, what did we get? 11 plus 12 plus 9 plus 15 plus 9 is a score of 56 out of 100. Now, 56 out of 100 if you're expecting this to sell all year round and make you money, evergreen. However, if you acknowledge the fact that this product is seasonal because, it's a barbecue tool set, then actually, it's a lot more than 56. It could be closer to maybe 70 out of 100 if you bear that in mind. But it's such a big if, I feel like it needs a relatively bad score, so you pay attention to that. Don't be afraid of seasonal products. As long as you time them correctly, you can make a lot of money from them. So yeah, give it a go. Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. Really hope you enjoyed this niche spotlight video when we were analysing the product. If you want some extra help to get your business to grow, then shoot me an email to support@ecommercefreedom.com and with the subject line, Inner Circle. And I'll ask you a couple questions about your goals, about how things are now, and then together we'll create a plan to actually help you level things up and grow the business, and then see if we're a fit to work together. So shoot us an email if you want some help. Can't wait to catch up and take your business to the next level. All right, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch up soon.